What's good, everybody? Hope y'all doing well. In this video, I'm going to show y'all how you can make some new wave loops for artists like Young Thug, Lil Baby, and Future. This is going to be kind of that analog synthesizer type of sound, kind of similar to a lot of the songs that Young Thug has done recently, specifically Dumb Dumb and Dumber and Money on Money. So I'm going to be going for that Juke Wong, Des Wright type of sound on the loop that I'm going to show y'all today. I think that's enough said, so let's just jump right into it. All right, so we got a fresh FL open here. First thing I'm gonna do is delete all these plugins. And for the tempo, I'm gonna move this down to 122 for now. And so I'm gonna start with an analog synth type of sound, which is Solina V2 from Arturia. I believe it's from the V collection. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab a string sound or like a pad sound, and we'll just build a basic melody from that. I like this preset right here, so let's go ahead and lay down a basis pattern here. All right, so I'm gonna start in the key of F sharp minor here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a note down here. And I think I wanna make a pretty repetitive and simple pattern with this one. Alright, so I think I'm gonna keep this. It's pretty simple. Nothing too complicated, just have this little low note here. And basically these notes are the same from measure to measure. The only difference is that this B note is dropped down to C sharp over here. So all I'm really doing with this is just making a repetitive pattern up here. I just decided to start with a low note just so I could build a little bit of variation with the sound, because if I put it up here, it'd just be a little too repetitive. So I just decided to keep this dropped an octave. Now I think what I want to do is go back to the same plugin and get one of these basses here and just put down some bass notes. Alright, I'm rocking with this sub bass sound right here. And so let's go ahead and lay down a bass pattern. So typically for my trap melodies, I would usually just use the root note and then maybe just change it up a little bit. These bass notes, I want to keep it a little bit different. The inspiration I got for this is actually from one of Juke Wong's loop breakdown videos, where he kind of plays around with the bass notes, not in the typical conventional like start with your root note. I think the progression he does is 6, 5, 1, 3, 4 or something like that. Like he'll use the 6th note in the scale, then 5th, and so on and so forth. But I'll just lay down the pattern and I'll go ahead and explain it afterwards. Alright, so I think this is going to be the final sub bass that I'm going to stick with. So the notes for this pattern, it starts with the 6th note of the scale, which is D, moves down 1/2 step to the 5th note, C sharp, and then back down to the root note of F sharp, and then 2, 3, and G sharp and A, except these first couple notes are an octave down. So I copied over the pattern, and then I kept this one the same, and then I changed the C sharp to a B just to change the variation a bit. So I'm moving it down to the 4th note in the scale, and then the rest of the notes are the same except this last one right here, which is A, and I moved that up to B. Now I think I want to go ahead and add another texture or another layer to this. I'm going to open up the prints. This is another plugin that Juke Wong likes to use, or that he has used on some of these melodies that got placed. There is one preset I have in mind, and I think he showed it in one of his videos, which is the Transport Evolution preset. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put down a pattern here, starting off with these bass notes. So I'm just going to copy them using Control C, go up here to the plugin selector, hit the prints, and hit Control V. I think I'm going to go ahead and move this up an octave. So I think I'm just going to keep the actual bass line here with the octave up version, of course. And then I'm going to just put in the basic interval, the 1 and 5 note in the scale, and just kind of copy it over. Alright, that's pretty harsh, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. And I don't think I want the C sharp to be that high, so I'm going to drop it an octave. And I think I'll go ahead and drop this an octave because it sits above that C sharp, so it doesn't conflict with it. Alright, I like how that sounds, but it's a little bit too harsh, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that into a mixer track and EQ it up a little bit. I think I'm just going to use this because I want to fully cut out some of those lows and highs. There's some frequencies in the low mids that sound a little too muddy for my liking. And I think same for the high mids too. And I'll probably roll off some of these highs here too. I'm gonna go ahead and roll off some of the lows here. I think that'll probably be it. Bring everything else back in. I think I want to EQ this bass too. It's a little too much on the high ends. I think I'll keep it something like this. Alright, so now, so far everything we got sounds like this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and throw a couple more things, just smaller things. I kind of want to throw an ARP on this, and I have one in mind. So I'm going to open up Serum, go to my Ignite Serum bank, and get this ARP, the Zone 6. And I'm just going to put this down on the root note of F sharp, and just have it repeat like this. Or honestly, I could probably just do this. So I like how that sounds, but it's a little bit too loud. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that down a little bit, and I want to EQ it as well. Alright, I think this is good for the EQ on it, and I'll just level this out with everything else. Alright, so I like this bass right here, but I kind of want to add another sub bass just to add some variation and more so for the intro of the beat. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead to my Ignite multi-kit once again and get one of these basses right here. Grab this longer sub bass. And I'll go ahead, turn the hold all the way up on the envelope here. I think I'll probably just end up copying these notes from the original sub bass here, put them here and up a couple octaves. And I think that's pretty much the whole sample. I don't really think I need to add too much else. It's already pretty full. I'm just gonna go ahead and do like a quick little arrangement for it. And then I think I'll probably just go ahead and throw some drums on it while we're already at it. I'm gonna grab this 808 right here. And we'll go to the resonance kit, maybe another 808 as like an alternate 808. Grab a little snare. Alright, before I get too involved with the hi-hats, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this clap down. on these beats right here, just on the third beat of every measure. Put down the kick now. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw down the 808, and I'm probably just gonna take the exact bass note pattern that I had for all the bass patterns so far, and I'm just going to paste it into here. And I'll just go ahead and throw in extra notes where I need to. I might actually go ahead and change the key of the sample because the bass notes are a little high. I might drop it like a half step or so. Alright, I'm gonna drop it 2 half steps down to E minor. And so how I'm gonna do this quickly is go up to my little patterns here, select all of them, right click, hit transpose, and then do -2, hit enter. 808 is still a little out of key, so I'm just gonna go here, put it down to. Let's throw all these into the mixer track, level it out real quick, and then I think the arrangement's mostly already done. I just gotta go ahead and kind of change the drum sounds around a little bit if I want to. arrangement's pretty much done. I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat this. And actually, you know what? Instead, I'm gonna do is duplicate this right here, and then everything else is just gonna stay the same. And just take this, copy it over, and then the outro is just gonna be the same thing as the intro here. So that's gonna do it for me. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you for tapping in with it, sticking this far in this video. Hope y'all found this pretty helpful. I think this is definitely one of the more unique and for sure one of the more fun beats that I've probably made on the channel recently. So hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. And I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one. So I'll see you on the next video.